Welcome inside the Sports Sermon. I am Dylan Staggy here today with Jason Gaudy and Dan Majors, and we have got plenty of stuff to talk about. We have taken a little bit of a break. We were busy this weekend, so we couldn't bring you any draft content post the draft, so we'll be touching on that a little bit and just some of the latest rumors and news from the NBA, of the awards show, Lance, Paul George, LeBron, and DeAndre Jordan. Stay tuned for that. And then at the end of the episode, we will be doing an all-time NBA draft, 8 players and a coach for each of us. And then make sure you go on Twitter if you are listening to this right now. There is most likely a Twitter poll on Twitter at the Sports Sermon, so go check it out. Sports with a Z, of course. But let's get into it. We have winners and losers from the NBA draft last Thursday night. We have 3 total from each of us. So, Dan, why don't you go ahead?
I'll start with a loser, and I have the 76ers as a loser, who they picked up Mikal Bridges at 10, which is a perfect 3-and-D guy to help out the process and be a key role player. But then they traded him for Zaire Smith, who is very athletic, but still needs developed, unlike Mikal, who is way more NBA ready. So they made the wrong decision there, in my opinion.
But what about that pick they got? 2021 first round from the Heat?
I mean, yeah, it's solid, but I think they need guys right now.
Yeah, I like the Zaire Smith pick if it was any other team because I think he's one heck of an athlete.
Yeah.
But I know what you're saying about the Sixers where Mikal Bridges could have been that last piece because he brings that scoring. I mean, you look at the Sixers lineup, you assume Redick's gone. You look at that team, what's the one thing they lack, and it's shooting. And that's what Bridges can bring. So I agree. I mean, I still think Zaire Smith's a good pick, and you obviously got that 2021, which could be a lottery pick, and it's unprotected. I mean, the Heat aren't really going to do much these next few years unless they can flip a lot of contracts. So I think it's definitely going to be interesting to see how that plays out, and it's hard to judge until we see that pick wherever it falls. But I agree, Mikal Bridges would have made more sense for 2018, 2019. My first one was the Magic. They were my loser because you look at the guys they drafted with Mohamed Bamba, obviously, in their first round, and then the guy they drafted last year, Jonathan Isaac. And you just look around that team, and there's just no offense. I mean, they got rid of Shelvin Mack yesterday, and it just really does not make sense. I saw something on Twitter, I don't remember from who, someone was like, we're getting closer and closer to a 5-big lineup by the Magic. Like, they literally only have bigs. They're going to have to re-sign Aaron Gordon. They have Bamba, they have Isaac, they have Vucevic. But you can't name more than one guard there besides DJ Augustin. And that's where it didn't really make sense to me because they once again have no offense, and it's just going to be, and Bismack Biyombo, there you go, I forgot about him on that team too. So I just was very underwhelmed with the Magic draft, and I'm trying to get their second rounders up because I can't remember off the top of my head who they have right now. But it was not very much offense. I have to grab it real fast. Dylan, do you know off the top of your head?
I'm not sure, but I actually have the Magic as my winner, purely just because of the value that you get from Mo Bamba at 6. Obviously, he's not a great fit with their roster right now, but I don't really think they're trying to win right now, and they're probably going to look even more to flip Vucevic and Biyombo anyway. Bamba is going to be the future at that center position. He was my second-rated prospect in the draft, so I like what the Magic got from him in terms of value because I don't really think it's time for them to win right now. They're not trying to find that one last piece to put their roster together just yet.
I agree that they're definitely not ready to win or anything, but I don't think that means you shouldn't have offense. Like, you just look at Melvin Frazier is a guy trying to think of his name. He's very good at defense and can be a stud defensively, but he cannot score. And so that just concerns me. I mean, at Texas, Bamba shot 28% from 3. Wasn't great efficiently. Melvin Frazier, not great. He shot 26% as a sophomore from 3, 38% from 3, but not as many attempts, obviously. And so I don't know. I wonder how the heck are they going to score. And for a team that you just can't miss on, they got one of the guys that's going to be really good, or it could be another long, bad big, like whatever they've drafted.
But, I mean, who would you rather them have taken out?
Trade back. I definitely would have traded back and just got someone
who?
safer. Get someone safer that you know can provide something. Because, Bamba makes sense, but not for the team you have. If last year you didn't get Jonathan Isaac, then it makes sense. If last year, what would they have last year? 5 or 6, same thing, and they went for a defensive guy. I'm just saying they have so much defense, which is very valuable, but you've got to have someone that can score. Please name me a guard on their team off the top of your head besides DJ Augustine. Like,
I realize that, but he was the only centerpiece of a franchise.
Get Sexton. Trade back and get Sexton. Trade back and get Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. You've got to get offense. The thing is, this team is never going to contend if you keep getting long wingspans that have potential to be good defensively. Jonathan Isaac, Bismack Biyombo, Nikola Vucevic, Mohamed Bamba, Aaron Gordon. All those guys are good defensively and cannot score the ball. Hopefully Bamba can shoot. Dylan said he's seen him in his workout shooting well, but that doesn't mean anything when you're shooting 1-on-0.
Yeah. Bamba, he could develop an offensive game. I definitely see.
But that's what I'm saying. The Magic can't afford to have another boomer bust guy. They need safety now. I feel like when you've done so many boomer bust guys in these drafts, like Jonathan Isaac, who is such a, if he pans out, great, but he could be the biggest. I don't hate that pick.
No,
it's just I don't think it makes sense with him and Bamba back to back. If you're going to take Isaac last year, you've got to get offense this year. Even a guy like Mikal Bridges, trade back and get Bridges, someone that just provides scoring somewhere. Because Bamba,
Bridges
you don't need a star.
Yes,
you need scoring.
How do you not need a star if you're the Magic?
You have Aaron Gordon. You got Aaron. How are you gonna?
You're gonna build a championship.
Show me how you're gonna play.
Gordon.
All right, show me how you're gonna play Nikola Vucevic, Bismack Biyombo, Mohamed Bamba, Aaron Gordon, and Jonathan Isaac. You can't. No one wants Biyombo's contract.
Vucevic.
What's his contract? No one wants him.
Million? That's not bad.
Who wants him? Why haven't we heard anything? They would have traded him already. No one wants these guys. They're all bad.
I don't know about that.
They're all 5. They have 5 guys that can all do the same thing: rebound and defend. That's it. You've got to get scoring, and none of these guys can score as of now. It just didn't make sense. I like Bamba. I had him as a top 4 guy, and I like him, but for the Magic, it's not a good fit, and I don't think it's going to work out if he can't score.
I think you got to go with the last guy that could be a franchise.
But you guys keep talking about how much more the Magic need. Trade back. Get another pick.
No.
The Sixers got an unprotected first-round pick for moving back 5 picks. So you can get another first-round pick in a few years and get somebody like Mikal Bridges or get somebody that went 8, 9, 10. That is very valuable.
Drafting for need always goes terribly. And
yeah? But the Colts get number 1. Andrew Luck, they drafted for need. That's your favorite player.
He was the best player in the draft.
You're telling me drafting for need always goes wrong. Every single time. That's just false.
That's not my point. Anyway, let's move on. Dan, who's your second?
I'll go with a winner here. The Boston Celtics. They only got 1 player, and Robert Williams, but he might be the steal of the draft in my opinion, and is perfect to play under Al Horford, who some actually compared him to. So
you call that a winner?
Yeah.
I like that. I went with another loser. I went with the Dallas Mavericks as my second loser because I think, Dan, you can agree with me on this one, that I just don't know if giving up eventually some sort of a first-round pick, no matter what year it is worth a guy that has some question marks. Doncic might be the steal of the draft if he falls to 3 and he's some transcendent star, but we've talked about it enough on here. Me and you don't think he's going to be that. And so,
well, I don't know. No one knows.
Yeah, exactly. The odds are against him to be a transcendent star. And when you're a Mavericks, you have Dennis Smith Jr., and that's really it. If you keep that pick, you get a guy at number 5, like Mohamed Bamba, which is a great fit for Dallas. If Dallas would have gotten Bamba at 5, I would have been saying they're a winner times 5. They're a perfect fit, and then next year you get to get a guy like Romeo Langford. Just because he's shooting guard is the first guy I thought of. That's one heck of a lineup. But now you have Dennis Smith Jr., Luka Doncic, 2 ball-dominant guys. Right. Now what? Because you're going to stunt the growth of one of them. I think we can both agree one of them is going to have to take a roll back because you can't have 2 ball-dominant guys unless you're Chris Paul and James Harden. And Dennis Smith still has a lot of potential, but if he doesn't get to dribble the ball and get the good and the bad, now you're stunting his growth. Exactly. Now Doncic's good, but you just lost your pick from last year. So this fit is what really gets me for the Magic and the Mavericks because I just don't see the need when you can get better options. Like the Mavericks getting Bamba at 5 would have been, I think, ideal. Or Jaren Jackson. It wouldn't matter what the Grizzlies would have done.
See, I'm going to disagree with you again. I think the Mavs are a winner from the draft because, again, I really like Luka Doncic. He was my number 1 player, and they went up and got him. And the pick, I don't think, is the hugest deal to give up. It's not necessarily like next year's draft is not that everyone's saying it's not going to be as good.
They said
as
that
this
last
year's
year about
draft.
this year's draft.
Exactly.
Yeah,
They
and
say
it
this
wasn't.
every year.
And
it
the
wasn't.
top 5 is it was
And
perfect
it's
this year.
protected the top 5.
Exactly.
So if there's a good top 5 next year,
But you
it's
don't know
protected.
that. I mean, every year you hear at draft time of the year before, you always hear the next year's class isn't good. Stock up now. And then when that draft, as we get closer, well, this amount of people are really good. Then it falls off. I mean, last year, 2 years ago, everyone said it dropped off after like 7. No one thought Donovan Mitchell was going to be what he is. I mean, you always hear this every single year. But my question for you is, how the heck do they manage Doncic and Dennis Smith Jr.? The fit doesn't make sense. I don't think that's debatable. How are you going to do that?
I mean, it's not impossible to have 2 guys. Like we just saw the Rockets do it.
But they're both vets and know how to do it. These guys have to learn the NBA,
and
much
they
less how
gotta
to
develop.
share
They
the.
got to develop. Paul and Harden are
But you don't,
developed.
and they're both of them are sacrificing parts of their game.
Yeah.
Paul and Harden, but you can't have how old is Dennis Smith Jr.? 20?
Yeah.
Max?
Yeah.
20 and 18-year-old guys sacrificing right now. You want them to both develop fully, then they sacrifice. Like, you want, because Bamba would be such a good fit with the
Don't
Mavericks.
even get me started.
Dan, I know, I'm just saying, like, you let him go, because that would be such a good fit. DSJ and Bamba, fantastic. But DSJ and Doncic, one of them's growth is going to be stunted. I don't know who, but it just doesn't make sense because you just drafted number 9 and got a steal last year. You know it, Dan.
Oh yeah.
You would have been stuck with Ntilikina if the Knicks didn't screw that one
I
up.
wanted him. I don't know
Like-
why. I did,
Like,
but,
you would have been stuck with him if the Knicks didn't screw it up. So now you got a steal, and then you messed it up. You almost negated that steal by taking somebody that's going to do what he can already do almost. Doncic's probably better than Dennis Smith Jr. right now. So, like, you just basically said he was irrelevant. Obviously not, but, like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't understand it.
All right, Dan, third one.
I have the Trailblazers, and
Winner or loser?
loser.
Gotcha.
They picked up Anthony Simons or Simons. I don't know which one it is.
Simons.
Okay, and Gary Trent Jr., who both
You love Trent, right?
No, yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, they could both end up being solid players, definitely. But they obviously weren't drafting for need, as both of them are guards, and the Trailblazers have 2 guys named Damian Lillard and C.J. McCollum.
Who would you have liked for the Blazers? I'm just curious. Like Robert Williams there?
Yeah, definitely. No
Really?
doubt.
I don't know. I didn't hate it due to the need. I think Simon's a good player. I'm worried because the Blazers need immediate help, and I feel like his timetable's a prospect, like project, where I think, so I agree with you.
Williams?
No, Simon.
Oh,
I agree. He's going to need 2-3 years till
Yeah.
he's, like, decent. I mean, he hasn't
Right.
played college ball, much less pro ball. So, I mean, like, pure fit, I think, his game makes sense if it was accelerated 2 years. But, like, he's going to need time to develop. And the Blazers can't wait because before that, by the time he's ready, Dame or CJ's going to be gone. Yeah. My winner is the Phoenix Suns. I thought they got, obviously, the best player in the draft in DeAndre Ayton. Then they got a guy like Mikal Bridges, who, Dan, you were just talking about how you liked. He can provide scoring. And then they got my guy that I love at pick 31, Eli Okobo, who I think can score the ball like none other. I think those 3 were fantastic picks. And then they got some guy named George something. I had no idea who he was. It's like 57. But those 3 picks were I think it's George King, but I think those 3 picks were fantastic. I love the Ayton, love the Bridges, and love the Okobo. Point guard, small forward, center. You hit all 3 big positions, and then you can fill in Devin Booker and Josh Jackson, TJ Warren, Bender, Chris, all those guys around it. Absolutely loved the Phoenix Suns draft.
definitely. That was a franchise-changing draft.
Yeah, assuming they all hit their potential.
All right, so I'm feeling in a good mood today, so I'm going to give out 3 winners. My final winner is going to be my Los Angeles Clippers. So at first, I was kind of unhappy about it. They traded 2 second-round picks to move up 1 spot, but Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, as Jason thinks, he's the best point guard in the draft, and I think he definitely has potential to be there. And then with their second pick, Jerome Robinson at 13. And at first, again, I was kind of skeptical because at the beginning of the draft process, he wasn't really at the highest on everyone's big board and the highest in the mock drafts. But the more I went into it, the more I was, first of all, less mad about taking Michael Porter Jr. now that it came out that he might not even play this season at all. But Jerome Robinson had a great season for Boston College. I think it was like 24 points per game in the ACC, the best conference in college basketball. And he's just a great player overall.
I mean, I just can't I cannot call the Clippers a winner. I can't call any team before 14 in the 9 through 14 range. I can't call them a winner, 9 through 13, because they did not take Michael Porter Jr. I think you why not?
He might not play this year.
Still, I mean, Joel Embiid did the same. He didn't play for 2 years. 2 years. And he ended up being a stud.
Yeah.
And Michael Porter Jr. is on his level of prospect-wise. You know what I mean?
I agree with Dylan. I mean, I think the Clippers roster is a good roster where you can afford to have a guy redshirt. Same thing with the Nuggets for both teams, where it's like you're not gonna be so bad where you're gonna get another lottery pick. But you're not gonna be great. So a team like the Clippers, they can definitely afford to let him sit out of here if he needs to get healthy, because they're not going to be completely lost without him. You have Sindarius Thornwell develop into a 3. You have C.J. Williams. You have Tyrone Wallace. You have Tobias Harris, Danilo Gallinari, Wesley Johnson, Sam Decker. All those guys aren't great, but it's not like they need some transcendent star right now. Let him sit out a year. And I thought Michael Porter Jr. would have been such a good fit. If you would have came out of there with Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and Michael Porter Jr., I would have been watch out for the Clippers. This might be a fantastic team and might be the best team in LA if the Lakers start to strike out in free agency. They would have had such a good core along with Lou Williams, Austin Rivers, all those other guys. I don't know. I mean, Jerome Robinson could be a good scorer, but isn't that what Austin Rivers and Lou Williams do?
Yeah.
That's where I'm confused on that.
Yeah, I mean, I think one thing you also have to take into consideration with the Clippers is they did not have a good history with injuries.
Or draft picks.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying, a guy like Michael Porter Jr., who a lot of teams had concerns, obviously, he was projected to go even as high as 2 at some points in this draft process. There's definitely a reason that he slipped to 14, and I'm going to trust the doctors over my own personal opinion. Obviously, Michael Porter Jr. has all the talent in the world, but
I mean, it's the same thing as Embiid, though. That's what we're saying. But the Clippers, you know better than any of us, you have enough talent to get by. You did it this past year, so you might as well, because you could get a star.
I mean, I wouldn't have been mad, but I feel.
But do you like Michael Porter Jr. or Robinson better?
About even. Robinson could have been picked as early as the next pick.
I don't know. I mean,
I
keep looking at it fit. What role does Robinson fit for the Clippers? What does he fill? You have scoring. You have a good 2.
I mean, I wouldn't count on Austin Rivers staying there forever. Lou Williams is more of a bench guy, 6-man.
But he's your scorer. I mean, it doesn't matter. I don't think Robinson can come in day 1 and start.
Yeah.
I don't either. But
Did Rivers opt in?
I'm talking about down
Wasn't
the
he a player option?
Yeah, he'll be there this year, but I wouldn't, especially now.
His dad's the coach.
That doesn't.
His dad won't let him leave.
His dad's not in charge anymore.
That's right. That's right. I forgot about that. Yeah, I mean, and you have Juwan Evans, the point guard. So, I don't know. Is Robinson more of a 1-2 or a 2-3? Or is he a pure 2?
Pure 2.
Yeah, that's what I would say.
That's concerning then. You have Lou and Rivers who are both pure 2s. I mean, yeah, Lou's a vet, but not close to retiring. And Austin Rivers is only 5 years in the league. Because if he's a 2-3, I'd be hey, you can just stretch down to the 3 and you'll be fine.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I'm also not out on Danilo Gallinari. I think he can still do something, but I think Michael Porter Jr. is a great guy to sit right behind, let Gallinari play off this big contract for a year, then Porter Jr. is ready. Yeah. See, when I look at draft grades, I don't want to try and say how good guys are going to be in 5 years. I have no idea. I look at it as, next few years, does this fit make sense? And that's why I gave losers to the Mavs Magic, because both of them, their fits don't make sense. And that's why I love the Shai Gilgeous-Alexander pick for you guys. Point guard is definitely a need for the Clippers, but I didn't think shooting guard was as much as a Robert Williams, Michael Porter Jr., XYZ. That was my only take back from the Clippers. But I liked the Gilgeous-Alexander pick, obviously. I thought it was a great fit.
All right, so let's move on. Winners and losers from the draft. We just went over that. But the awards show was last night in the NBA. Favorite thing from the awards show?
Nothing was great, honestly. Last year, in my opinion, was much better with Drake as the host.
Who hosted it this year?
What's his name? Anthony Anderson, the guy from Blackish.
Yeah,
gotcha.
I'm not a huge fan of him.
Yeah, I'm not either.
Yeah, but, I guess the 2 things that come out of this that I thought were pretty cool was Victor singing. I thought that was kind of cool. And then Bill Russell flipping him off.
That's what I had.
Yeah.
Because that was the only part I saw. I refuse to watch the NBA award show. I'm very outspoken about how I hate this award show. I hate that it's 2 months after. By the time the finals are over, for me, the season's over. I don't care what happened that past year anymore, and it's on to the offseason and the next year. I don't care. I didn't watch it. I got an update about Bill Russell flipping off Charles Barkley. I'm always in for old men flipping off adults, so I was in for that. But I cannot get behind this NBA awards show, especially if, Dan, you admit it wasn't even as good as last year.
All right, my favorite thing was that James Harden and Travis Scott were definitely both high. If you saw James Harden,
What?
did you see James Harden? He was, especially the first time when he was up there with Chris Paul, Anthony Anderson was cracking a joke about him, and he just responded that,
Oh, I do remember that.
yeah, and then ending his MVP speech with, "Peace out, guys. I'll see you next year. Swag."
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
And then Travis Scott
What?
just kind of stood there and lip synced the whole time.
Yeah,
Both
Travis
of the-
Scott was weird.
Both of those guys are definitely high.
I cannot say I agree or disagree because I didn't watch it, but I really hope you're wrong.
I'm not sure about James Harden. That could be just his personality, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, he did get through a whole speech. Seemed all right, but Travis Scott just kind of stood there and
Yeah.
looked weird.
Oh.
Yeah.
Anyway, Lance Stevenson, yesterday, his option was declined by the Indiana Pacers. $4.3 million team option. What do you guys think?
Personally, I think it was the right decision. If you're talking about basketball,
No.
all right, do you want to go?
Go on.
I'm just asking, like, do you want to go? I don't care. I'm just
No, go on.
okay. I think purely basketball, it made a lot of sense. I don't like he's not great basketball wise. Like I don't think that's really like debatable. He's just not like fantastic. He's fine, good role player. If you're looking at it like as a guy that you need for the city of Indiana, obviously he's a great fit. Everyone in Indy loves him. But $4.5 million is a lot. If Thad opts out and you can get rid of Jefferson, you have a shot to get not a max guy, but a good, solid player that could boost this playoff team into possibly contending with the Sixers and the Celtics. Probably a step below that, but anything can happen in the playoffs. So I just think that $4.5 million, I don't think it rules out Lance coming back, but maybe you can get Lance to go for like an MLE or something like that where you don't have to pay him $4.5 million. You can get him for something else that doesn't go into salary cap because you're going to need all the salary you can get to try to get one more piece. Because I think we all agree Victor Oladipo and Miles Turner is not enough to make this team legitimate. They're a good, solid playoff team that's just above mediocrity in regards to draft picks and all of that. They'll be right around 15 to 22 every year, depending on how the season goes. But if you get a guy, I don't have a name off the top of my head. Obviously, Paul George is funny because that's the hot name and all of that. But not even of that caliber, as tier below that, if you can get like a J.J. Redick, can score. There's some good player that can like bring another element to this team. I think there's some value there. Lance Stevenson, I'm not sure provides much basketball value.
See, I like the idea for the Pacers of getting another player to help get them over the hump. But the problem is, I don't think any of those players, like a J.J. Redick, the two guys that they are rumored to be looking at,
Will Barton, that's
Tyreek
what's up.
Evans, and
I love Will
Barton.
Barton. That's a good signing.
No, you don't have to. You don't have to get rid of Lance to go get one of those guys. Lance is maybe just a tad below.
Hold
just
the
as good
phone. You are not
as
telling me
Will
Will
Barton.
Barton and Lance Stevenson are even close talent-wise. Hold the phone.
I think the one thing
If you lived in any other state, you would not be saying
the
that.
one thing
But
look
you got to
at-
look at the money value. Lance was $4.3 million.
4.5.
Will Barton is at least going to be $10 million.
Look
And
at the
even if-
difference in skill.
Even if it is $10 million, like you don't need to get rid of Lance to do that.
Yes, you do. You have to clear that to be able to have a chance of getting a guy like Will Barton, then sign him back later. But you definitely
Get rid of Al Jefferson.
do
His
not
contract
even
is not
try.
guaranteed
Do
this
not
year.
try and tell me Lance Stevenson and Will Barton are even close. Do not even try and tell me.
when he's on the Pacers, maybe. I mean, I think he plays so much better on the Pacers.
Yeah,
Well, obviously,
So-
he
keep
plays.
him on the Pacers.
I don't know.
Did you get a really good year this year? Like, yeah, he played really good. 9.2. Will Barton, no one really heard of him, and he averaged 15.7. It's not a debate. Will Barton is such a better player than Lance Stevenson. If you guys lived in any other state,
No, I
But
totally.
In
Will
the
Barton
United-
is
I didn't
not
have
going
the
to
stats
take the
in front of me,
Pacers
but-
over the hump.
it's better than Lance Stevenson. You get closer.
But you can have both.
Not with, yeah, we have to decline the team option first.
No, you don't.
Show me how you can get rid of $4.5 million. How much are you going to give Will Barton? You're going to have to give him 10, 15.
I hope not.
Good thing you're not a Pacer fan. You don't have to worry about it. But
What?
you said you hope not. I'm saying good thing you're not a Pacer fan. Also, Will Barton's on the Blazers. No, but what I'm saying is it does not make sense to re-sign Lance Stevenson as a starting shooting guard.
He's not a starting shooting guard. He comes off the bench.
Exactly. So you sign your bench later. He is a July 15th and on decision. Will Barton and Tyreke Evans are starting shooting guards that provide instant help to make this team have a shot in the playoffs. Lance Stevenson does not do that. He brings fun and energy, which is a guy you can get for $3 million off the side of the street. Not the side of the street, but you know what I mean. At the lower class of free agency. Lance Stevenson and Will Barton do not come close to being comparable. And if we want to look at Tyreke Evans too, we can. I like Barton more, but if you want to look there too, Will Barton also has some ability to develop. He played 81 games this year, and he came off the bench. He started. Doesn't really have a clear role in Denver.
How old is he?
Where is he? 2012 draft. Why can't I? 27. You got 8 good years in him, max. I mean, obviously, if he stays there, you probably aren't going to get him for all 8, but just like roughly, he's probably got 8 good years left. Lance might be older or younger, I don't know, but he's never going to touch what Will Barton's done. Lance is a good, fun guy to have on your team, but he's not we're getting him to start at the 2 and play 25, 30 minutes. Get him in the middle. No one else can get Lance. We saw it happen when he left Indy the first time. No one wants him. He came to the Pacers in the middle of the season this year, didn't he?
Well,
or whatever.
that was 2 years
Whatever.
ago.
So, yeah, he came as a middle of the free agent. Like, no one wanted him then. If he gets another offer, then you'll get him back in 2 years when it doesn't work out. Like, it's just not – Will Barton and Lance Stevenson are not even close to being comparable. If you have a chance to get Barton,
you also can't deny that Lance Stevenson, with his energy and that kind of impact, brings more things to the Pacers that don't show up on a stat sheet.
Yeah, but it's not worth missing out on Barton or Evans.
But you
have to go get Barton Evans first, then say Lance. If we can make it work financially, we'll try and bring you back. But
I guess it all depends on money.
Yeah, exactly. It just depends on what Thad Young does, what Al Jefferson does. You just can't wait, and you had to get rid of him. It made sense to me. And also, PG's a dog for his Instagram post.
No,
that was
the
sick.
stupidest
That
thing.
was fantastic.
You left. You do not get the opportunity.
Yes, he does.
You do not have authority on these matters anymore. You left.
What? Everyone has opinions on NBA matters all the time.
But you don't have to post it on Instagram.
Why? People post stuff all the time. Who cares? Why are you so mad about that? Like, it was just, like, funny.
It's
like
a lot of Pacer fans are mad about it.
Yeah, but
You do
Pacer
not
fans
have
are
the
petty,
authority.
bro. It's
You
funny.
left.
Like, as anyone else that's not, like, it's funny. Like, that's, like, calm down. Like, it's just not that serious. Like, Paul George, Lance Stevenson, the Pacers. Like, I don't know. I thought it was funny. I was like, that's sick. Way to, like, just take one more jab. Like, I don't know. I liked it. It was funny.
Speaking of Paul George, he thinks he's really cool now and has a documentary coming out for ESPN on his free agent. What
Do you
guys
want to tell
think?
us how you feel first? You seem very upset about it. Like, whoa. That had some heat to it. You
Yeah.
tell us first, Dylan.
I mean, I don't really like it because I don't like Paul George, but I'm sure you do, Jason.
I mean, I think it's cool. I think it's a cool idea. I like that Dwayne Wade's going to be a part of it. I think all of that.
What really is it? I
So,
don't really know.
I can get the press release up. Basically, what it is he's going to have a 3-part documentary that starts tonight, actually. I'm really excited to see what it's going to be because, I mean, it'll be interesting. But it's a 3-part series, and it's just going to be, like, following him throughout the offseason. So, like, I know it said, like, part 3 was going to be, like, wherever he goes and, like, what all happened to get there. I have listened to a lot of Lakers stuff, obviously, because that's just who I am, and I'm weird like that. And I agree with everyone that I've heard from the Lakers side of things where you're not doing this if you're coming back to OKC. You're not making a 3-part ESPN feature with Dwayne Wade narrating, who is LeBron's best friend, and LeBron's also a free agent. All of this stuff just points to me. Dylan and I talked about this today when we were at lunch for work. I personally believe that this is a done deal. LeBron knows he's going to LA. He's starting to get his troops together, and he's saying, Paul George, you ready to come? Because they got some dude named Manny on Twitter. I forget his name. He's a beat writer for the Heat. He was on.
Named Manny on Twitter.
He's like a reporter. I don't remember his last name. I can find it if you really want me to while I talk. I'll find it for you. He
I'm just
he's
saying,
a
that
Heat
didn't
report.
that didn't really sound credible at the first. But if he's
Well,
an actual, if
obviously,
he's
I'm
an
just,
actual,
I don't remember
report,
his
that's
last
fine.
name. So he's with the He's with the Heat, and he was talking about how people on the Heat, on the LeBron camp, like part of his camp is already moving out to LA, and like LeBron can obviously buy houses wherever he wants. He's got enough money, but like if his team's already moving out there, like part of his camp is moving out there, that's another sign. I think all of this together shows me this is confirmed. LeBron James is coming to LA. He's getting all of his guys together, whether it's Dwayne Wade, Paul George, whoever he needs to make it all come together. And I think today through Friday is going to be, does it make more sense to opt in and trade some of those guys so we have room to do whatever, or do I just decline my player option, sign over there, and then we can get the rest? I think he doesn't know he's going to decline or accept his player option, but I personally believe it's a done deal that he's coming to Los Angeles.
I agree. I mean, yeah, but like I guess the only thing that could happen is if Paul George or Chris Paul goes somewhere else and they don't get something, then probably LeBron wouldn't go.
Yeah, I mean, I think if for
think that's
some
the
crazy
only-
reason Paul George agreed to go back to the Thunder before hearing from LeBron, then it's like, whoa, what just happened? But that's what I'm saying. I think LeBron knows he wants to go back to LA where he doesn't need to wait. Players don't have tampering rules. He can call Paul George right now and say, hey, PG, I'm ready to go if you are. Let's go out to LA. Okay, I'm ready. July 2nd, let's make the deal. I'll say July 2nd, you make it. I mean, obviously I don't think it's that clear cut, but they can talk to each other. I think LeBron is definitely already teaming up with his guys, figuring out who he wants to come over with him, because what we've seen time and time again from LeBron is when he goes to a team, he makes the roster he wants, good or bad. Tristan Thompson, JR, doesn't really make a lot of sense, but he's going to do it whether it's his way, no matter what. It's just a matter of does it work out. So I think LeBron's starting to get his troops ready. All in all, this press release series thing, like the press release ESPN came out with, it'll be cool. Part 1's going to be George's rise to NBA stardom. So it'll be like probably a lot of Pacers film and like coming out of Fresno State and like becoming what he is. Says,
is it free?
Yeah, it's on ESPN. Like it's on the channel ESPN.
Oh.
Yeah. And then it doesn't.
ESPN Plus.
It doesn't.
Yeah,
I have
sorry.
ESPN Plus. It's what's up. But part 3, it doesn't say part 2. Part 3, it says will air after George's NBA plans are made public. We'll give viewers a look at what's next for George and how he arrived. Well, the parts are only like 6 minutes long. They're not like hours, segments.
They're 6 minutes long.
That's what it says, approximately 6 minutes. Yeah, they're not like super long. They're just like short little things to kind of like make. I don't know. I think it's kind of cool, but I want to see how it looks tonight. Like I feel like our next podcast, I can say that was horrible. Why'd they do this?
Yeah.
Or that was really cool. I'm glad we got to see that. It just really depends on what happens tonight.
All right, so we talked a little bit about LeBron already, but apparently he does not want pitches to, like the traditional free agent pitches that the teams give to players, and also the Rockets are still all in on getting LeBron, even though that they're still considered a long shot right now. So, what do you guys think, Jason? Still a done deal?
I mean, yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think it's a done deal. This is just one more piece to that puzzle. He doesn't need to hear from the Sixers, here's my pitch. He doesn't need to hear from the Celtics, here's this pitch, the Rockets, whoever. He knows he's going. I think it's down in Cleveland and LA. If it's not a done deal, it's definitely Cleveland or LA. Like I said, I think it's done deal. He's going to LA. God, it's gonna be horrible when I'm wrong, but I think it's a done deal. And so, like, this just is like one more piece of the puzzle.
Yeah, I think you're exactly right. Exactly what you just said before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, and last NBA rumor, DeAndre Jordan still has not decided on his option yet. One option that Mark Stein reported this morning, though, that he is looking at is to opt into his $24.1 million contract next year and ask for a trade. One team that was mentioned was the Dallas Mavericks. So we'll start it off with Dan. What do you think?
Honestly, I don't really know what to think. I mean, we have a lot of cap space for him. It's no franchise changer, but it'll help us get more wins, although...
That's a good fit with DSJ. That's what I'm saying. I think you need a lob target with DSJ.
Right, but the thing is, I don't want to be winning right now. We need more pieces.
Why not?
You don't have your
You don't have
pick.
your pick next year.
Exactly. That's
You
why
might as well go
I
in. Dude, I'm telling you, for the Lakers last year, not having our pick this past season was the best thing ever. All 82 games we were trying to win, and trust me, when you get to watch your team try to win when you haven't seen them try to win in so long, it's a lot more fun. If you see DSJ, Doncic, and DeAndre Jordan, the 3Ds, like that's a fun little.
Oh yes,
That's
the
a fun
3Ds.
little group to like watch play. Like that would be, and that's where I think DeAndre or Boogie or Randall. God, I hope not.
I mean, no.
God, I
if
hope
we
Randall
get
comes
Boogie,
back.
then
You want Boogie more than DeAndre? I wouldn't.
I mean,
I think
Boogie's
Achilles
better than
injuries
DeAndre.
are big. Achilles injuries, you can. It's hard to find a successful player come back from an Achilles injury.
Kobe Bryant.
He did not
Did
come
not
back.
come
I know.
back.
That's
He was
what
horrible.
I'm
Oh
saying.
yeah, he was horrible after. I mean, his career's not over, but like he struggled after that.
Yeah.
Dominique Wilkins, like
True.
there's multiple, and that's why the Lakers in March rumored about getting Boogie. I was like, heck no, do not touch him. Like I would want DeAndre. He's improved every year. I don't know about this year. I haven't looked at his stats, but before coming into this season, he had improved every single year. And I really like DeAndre's game, and the Mavs are a great fit, I think, for both sides.
Yeah.
Okay, I think that's all we have for the NBA today. But now it is time for our all-time draft. So we're going to do a snake draft. Each person gets 8 players and a coach at the end.
Yeah, so it's going to be a snake draft, like you said. Anybody want to go first? We haven't really picked an order. Like anybody,
I'll second.
you're so weird. I don't care, Dylan. You want first or third? I don't really care.
I'll take first.
Cool. I'll go third.
And since I am first, I'm going to go with Michael Jordan. He is my GOAT. He is a proven winner. 6 titles. I mean, what more can I say? He's the GOAT.
I'll go with LeBron James, and I mean it's a toss-up for me with him and Michael Jordan, so that's a perfect pick for me right there with James. I think he could also, if it comes down to it, he could play multiple positions for me, so we'll see.
Yeah, I actually really like my third pick now because I knew those were going to be the first 2 gone. I'm going to get a pair of teammates with my next 2 picks. I'm going to go with Magic Johnson and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I think those two together, they have some team chemistry, obviously, and I really like that combo of MJ, the real MJ, and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Oh, I'm back up.
Yep.
Let's see here. So you got Magic and Kareem.
Yep,
I'm going to go with Tim Duncan.
I like that.
I think
Why is that?
best power forward. Now I get the last best position. You
Yep.
know what I mean?
Yep.
So,
Are you going to move Duncan to the 5, LeBron to the 4, or are you just going to wait and see how your team fills out?
I mean, we'll see, but I'll probably have Duncan at the 4.
Okay, so I'm going to go with... I'm going to go with, for one of my picks, I'm going to take Larry Bird. I think him and Jordan, former rivals, but they'll come together on this team. Larry Bird gives my team some 3-point shooting, another tough competitor like Michael Jordan. And then with my second pick, I'm going to go with Shaq. I think he gives this team a dominant center, a low post threat,
Wait, did you
And
take Shaq?
Shaq.
Oh.
Shaq and Larry Bird.
I think Jason wanted Kobe
I was hoping to
and
get
Shaq,
Kobe and Shaq with my next 2 and just get a whole bunch of Lakers.
But, I mean, it's kind of hard to pass up on Kobe here. Second best shooting guard, and I think he's kind of the... I mean, Jordan's obviously tier 1, and then Kobe's tier 2, and I'm not sure anybody's really close to him after that. So,
Yeah, in that shooting guard range.
right.
So I know my first pick for sure going to be Kevin Durant. I was surprised you guys took Larry Bird. I think, Dan, you said you took Larry Bird?
No, he took
No,
Larry.
I
Yeah,
have
you
Larry
did.
Bird.
I surprised to come over KD. It fell perfectly for me. KD can really do anything. I think he can play 1 through 5 along with Magic. And I got Kareem, got KD, got Magic. So now here's the 2 and the 4. I want to go AI. I don't love Malone here. I'm going to do it. I'm going to go with, some people say, the most dominant player in NBA history. I'm going to go with Wilt Chamberlain. I'm going to have 2 7-footers.
Whoa.
And you're going to have my Twin Towers. Just
Sure.
to let you guys know, I have 3 Lakers, by the way, and 1 Warrior. So, it's all
I
good.
mean, I'm not sure how that
You asked me why I picked Larry Bird over Kevin Durant. Ooh, that was a voice crack. I will not accept a snake on my team.
All right, I'll accept greatness.
I'm just putting that out.
I think right now I would take Larry Bird, but I think eventually Kevin Durant will be better than
I mean, I just think for a team, like a team game, I want Kevin Durant. He can do everything.
That's true.
He can pass,
That's
he can
true.
score. I think he's the best scorer.
Larry can do
Pure
everything
scorer,
too,
I
though.
think Kevin Durant's top 2, top 3. He is so freaking smooth. I could
Yeah.
watch Kevin Durant play
He's-
basketball for days.
Yeah,
That man is so fun to watch.
I don't know where he'll be at the end of his career, top-wise.
The thing
I
is,
don't know.
you're never going to be able to get a fair argument from anybody because they're always going to talk about how he changed teams. For me, it doesn't matter. I don't
I
care if
know.
he
He
plays
can
for
never
the
be in the
Hawks or
GOAT
he plays for the
conversation.
Cavs.
Shut.
It's facts.
Yeah.
You can't put him there.
No, you can't put it in
Yeah,
there.
you
We all
can.
can. You can't
Is
put
there,
it
any, is there any way he can make up for it
Not until
If he went
for
to
you? Is what I mean.
Yeah.
if he went to his own team and was the best player and won a couple more titles, sure, you can.
You just
talk
told me.
about it.
I mean,
But I don't think he's going to do that, so that's why I say no.
All right.
hater.
I mean, no one can do that.
Dylan's
so
not drinking the Kool-Aid.
If LeBron can't
I'm
do
not
that,
drinking the KD
Dylan is the
Kool-Aid.
header of NBA Twitter. He just loves NBA Twitter takes.
What?
You run NBA Twitter. Just all these hot takes. You always hate everyone that Twitter hates. Hate Kevin Durant.
What?
Unbelievable.
Oh, wait, so okay.
Okay.
So you took Durant, right?
Mhm.
You took Durant and who?
Well,
Will. Okay. I think I'm gonna go point guard here. I don't know. I'm gonna go Bill Russell.
mm-hmm.
No,
Okay.
no, I'm not.
you already submitted the draft pick.
No, I did not. I'm gonna go
Bring the
Oscar
card back.
Robertson. Gonna go
Ooh.
the big O.
The
What
walking
can he do? I gotta know. This gets me so mad. Why you pick Oscar Robertson?
What do you mean? Why?
Why are you picking him?
Because he's the best point guard available.
Is he that much better than Russell Westbrook?
He's a walking triple.
Everything you hear from Oscar Robertson is how
How
you
am
have a
I-
triple double.
How am I supposed to? Honestly, how am I supposed to know?
That's my point. That's my point, though. Everyone's like, oh, Oscar Robertson. Like, some
I-
people say he's a top 5 player. I'm like, literally, Russell Westbrook did what he did. Now what does he have?
I literally asked my dad before this.
Yeah.
I was trying to figure out if I liked Robertson or Stockton better, and I asked him who was better, Stockton or Robertson. He said, no doubt, Oscar Robertson.
I just am like, if
So-
he average, like, whenever you talk about Oscar Robertson, you always hear average triple double.
Right.
Well, Russell Westbrook did that, so now what? Like, it's just, I don't
Yeah.
know. I hate that, like, oh, he's a definitely top 5 player. Like, no one that's on TV has seen him play, and
Right.
they always just say average triple double.
Yeah.
Well, Russell Westbrook did it twice. Didn't he average one this year too?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like,
It's
He had to get like 17 rebounds in his last game and
I mean,
stole
he did
everyone from his teammates. But yeah, he still did it.
I mean, yeah, no one's gonna remember that 2 years from now. He did it.
I mean,
Yeah.
It's
Like, I mean,
it was really weird that no one talked
because
about
everyone's on the hate Russell Westbrook train now because he's a stat patter. Everyone's hating him.
It's
He was
always the
he was-
storyline.
he was the loved guy last year. Everyone felt bad for him because Kevin Durant left. And now
Yeah.
everyone hates him because he's a stat patter. Like, ugh.
No, I mean you do have to look at who was on his team though. Like this year he had Paul George and Melo and did about the same
He had
thing
Paul
that
George.
they did
Don't even
last
put
year.
Melo in that conversation.
I know.
Melo's such a bum.
I'm just saying, like, that's the storyline, though. Melo's a big name, and when he comes over in the offseason, he's getting paid $28 million. They're
What
gonna say
a
things
dog.
about him.
He opted into that to come off the bench. What a freaking dog. I loved that. That was fantastic.
All right, so am I up?
Yeah.
With 2 picks?
Yep.
All right. I'm going to take the great combo of John Stockton and Karl Malone.
Ooh.
Good.
So,
Good.
Stockton, I wanted a point guard that can distribute. I think I have a lot of good scorers, and Jordan, Bird, Shaq, and Karl Malone now on my team. So I like Stockton to be able to distribute the ball to them, and Karl Malone, just all-around great player for the power forward position.
Oh, I'm up. I don't know. This is tough.
I've already wrote my 2 guys in, so I'm just hoping you don't take them.
I'm trying to figure out if I want to move Duncan to the 5 and pick up my boy.
Who's Dirk?
Yeah.
I like that, bro. That's a good.
I'm
That's.
thinking about
I
it.
didn't get
I
my
don't
boy
know.
in Kobe. I like that.
I'm
That's a
thinking
look.
about it.
He doesn't want you to steal his
I
team,
also
Dan.
could pick up
What?
Bill Russell.
Don't be influenced.
Also
What?
could pick up
I
Bill
don't want
Russell.
Dirk. what I'm saying.
Julius
You have
Erving's
Bill
out
Russell.
there. I do not have Bill
Oh,
Russell.
you almost drafted.
I
Bill
almost
Russell.
got him.
That's what's up.
I am going to go with.
You can't pass on Dirk. You're not a true Dirk fan. You've been wearing his jersey, and you're gonna pass on him like this.
You just don't want me to take Bill Russell.
I promise you, I won't take him. I'm getting 2 guards.
I think I know who you're taking too.
Ooh.
Name it right now.
One of them's Steph.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know. Shoot. All right. I'll take Bill Russell.
Okay. You just passed on the jersey you're wearing. Take that off
I
right
did.
now. Burn it.
No.
Burn it, Dan.
No.
Yeah. Dan hit my first one. To fill out my starting 5, I'm going with Steph Curry. Steph Curry and Kevin Durant. Magic and Kareem, great two-man punches there, and then you just put Wilt in there. I think that's a fantastic starting five. And then my sixth man, I need scoring, and I think pound for pound the best scorer to play, Allen Iverson, comes off as my sixth man, and I think he is going to freaking ball on this team.
I really wanted Steph Curry as my sixth man. So
That's awkward for you. I just took him.
I know.
You're back up.
I am back up.
I
I
almost forgot about Steph. I was looking. I was like, I don't
Yeah.
know. I need a shooting guard. I was like, wait, put Steph on this team and it's over. Yeah.
I could still
You
pick
get
up
D
my
Wade.
boy.
Yeah, you get Dirk. I told you I was going to get him.
I could still pick up my boy.
There you go.
Why not?
Take
Still
him.
dirt.
Attaboy.
I got some ballers on my team right now.
That's what's up. Well, I already reserved them to be the Los Angeles Big Ballers. We're going to the JBA. This team's not good enough for the NBA. We're going to the JBA now.
Are they all called the ballers?
Yeah.
Why?
Well, it's just like Team New York versus Team Seattle. But, like, yeah, they're all the ballers. But,
Why
like,
not have team names?
there's city names. Like Seattle, Houston, Chicago, New York, LA, whatever.
Ah.
Back to this. Dylan, you have two picks.
Okay, so for my first pick, I'm going to take Julius Irving,
Like it.
Dr. J,
I hate
off
it.
the bench.
I'm just kidding. I don't care.
He's a solid scorer. Again, I went scoring for my sixth man, just like Jason said. And I'm looking at some guards up here for my second one. And I think I will take Steve Nash. He's kind of similar to Stockton, but I like them to kind of split
Yeah,
some
sure.
minutes, and also he can distribute the ball just like Stockton.
Not Chris Paul love?
No, I like Steve Nash a little bit better for my team.
I am very happy you just took Steve Nash as I'm taking Jerry West.
Jerry.
Yeah.
We have the ultimate 60s team over there. Bill Russell, Jerry West, Oscar Robertson. Attaboy.
Yeah.
All right. Your team's done, right?
No, we still have to do coaches, and I have to get my third.
Okay, I was saying, 'cause I have one more bench. I have two bench spots and a coach. I forgot about it. Okay, so I'm finishing up my team. I'm taking Akeem Olajuwon off the bench. I think you guys slept on him. Now I've got the three greatest centers, in my
Three greatest
opinion,
centers.
of Wilt, Kareem, and Hakeem Olajuwon. Only guy I would
Shaq?
throw in there would
Not
be
Shaq.
Shaq. I was going to say Shaq would be the one guy I'd throw in there that's not in there. But between those four, I think I got the three best centers. And
I'd
now,
take Bill Russell over.
I would
Hakeem,
not
but-
come
okay.
close touching Bill Russell. He's 6'10". Hakeem would poop on him. For my last pick, I don't know what I need. My team is just so balanced. I need a 2 or 3 probably. Bird's gone, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know what I
Is
want.
D Wade gone?
No, he's not.
Do I like D Wade? Ray Allen's too high. He's just a pure shooter. Let's see. I don't have LeBron, so I don't have the teammate duo to pair up. You know what? I'm gonna go. Let me make sure I'm gonna do this right. I have to look it up real fast.
Who are you looking at?
Hold on. I just have to double check this. I'm thinking Clyde Drexler. Didn't he play with Hakeem Olajuwon? Yeah. He was on that Houston team. Right? Someone back me up here.
Sure.
I'm not crazy, right?
Why
Yeah,
not?
they definitely play together.
Okay.
I will be taking Clyde Drexler. I think he's got more bench. I think he can do more off the bench than D Wade. And now I've got 3 pairs of teammates with Magic and Kareem, Steph and KD, and Clyde and Hakeem. Those 6 are going to have the team chemistry that I need, along with Wilt and Allen Iverson. I just think this team is going to be cooking.
All right. Yeah.
I have the last coach. That's tragic.
Yeah, that is tragic.
That's all right. I have a big 3, and I think whoever's left, you're not losing.
I mean, you could have picked up Clyde later, though. I feel like.
That's my last pick.
What do you mean?
I don't have any more player spots.
I mean, we're not doing the. I mean, we could have picked up a coach, couldn't we?
I don't know. I assumed
Yeah.
it was last pick, but if you want to, you can. I assumed it was going to be last.
Nah, whatever. Kind of like a kicker.
Yeah, exactly. It's kicker in your defense. No, anyone that knows what they're doing picks them last.
I'm gonna take Elgin Baylor. I mean,
Dan!
I'm at 3.
You've seen. None of your team is alive.
I've heard things about players.
You better be taking
I'm surprised Dylan's not doing. He's heard a lot about Doncic.
Yeah, I know, for real. This sounds like a Dylan team. No, you better be getting Red Auerbach as your coach because you've never seen him coach either, Dan. I'm gonna quit if you don't have a coach you've never seen coach before. This is crazy, dude.
Bro, what is wrong with this?
No, I love
You
it.
hear a
It's just
lot about this guy.
no. These guys are the greats. Don't get me
Yeah,
wrong.
exactly.
That's why we're drafting them. It's just funny that like your last 6 picks have all been guys we've never seen play.
Still have LeBron, Kobe, Duncan, Dirk.
Who?
Still
I'm
have
just kidding.
LeBron.
It was a
Kobe.
joke. Cause
Okay. Anyway, for my last pick, I need a big guy off the bench. My other 2 bench spots
Oh,
are
wow.
Steve Nash and Dr. J. And for my big guy, I'm going with Anthony Davis. More of a modern day star, but his athleticism is just off the charts. I think he could.
Anthony Davis.
Yeah.
Are you saying like
The brow.
future Anthony Davis or right now?
over David Robinson, Moses
Kevin
Malone,
Garnett.
Kevin Garnett, Dennis
There's so
Rodman,
many
George
good
Mikan.
I waited on big men because I knew there
There's
were
so
so
many.
many.
I mean,
The weakest
there is
spot
a
is the
lot.
2-3. The 2-3 is the weakest spot in NBA history.
yeah.
It's so top heavy because the 2 greatest players are a 2 and a
Right,
3,
right.
but like it definitely falls off. The 5s and the 1s are so deep.
I'm not sure about ones.
Definitely 1s, especially putting Steph Curry in that mix. You got
Yeah,
Johnson,
okay.
Robertson, Thomas, Stockton, Kidd, Nash, Paul, Gary Payton.
I think it's 5
Curry.
by far. but-
Yeah, I'm just saying, bigs and point guards are where you're deep.
All right.
Anthony
anyway,
Davis, wow.
Yeah, let's start off the coaches. So I have the first coach. I'll go with Phil Jackson, as he was the
Good.
coach for Michael Jordan for his championships, and I have Mike on my team.
Good. He was
So-
my 3rd overall coach of my big 3. That's good for
Really?
me. Yes. Come on.
I think I know
Come
who
on,
the first one is, obviously.
I don't think you do.
And that's Greg Popovich.
Let's go! I got my number 1.
Who,
Nope.
Pat
Nope.
Riley?
Yes,
Why?
Pat
Are
Riley.
you serious?
Magic Johnson, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and Pat Riley
I
reuniting.
have Tim Duncan, all right?
I know. I'm not. No, I'm just saying it. That's why he's my number 1. Fantastic. Explain your Popovich pick.
I mean, I think he's right up there with Phil Jackson, if not better than Phil Jackson. It's the greatest coach of all time. So
I think there's definitely an argument for that. Oh, that Pop's better than
Yeah.
Jackson. I think best coach would be Pop, then Jackson, then Riley. But in order of my team, when I ranked them, had to give the nod to Riley. He has coached my starting point guard, my starting center. I just absolutely love my team chemistry. I went with a great team duo. I have 3 dynamic duos and now a coach that's coached one of them. So to recap, my team, Magic Johnson, Steph Curry, Kevin Durant, Wilt Chamberlain, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Off the bench, Allen Iverson, Akeem Olajuwon, Clyde Drexler, all coached by Mr. Slick, Pat Riley.
All right, I've got John Stockton, Michael Jordan, Larry Bird, Karl Malone, Shaq, and then off the bench, Steve Nash, Dr. J, and Anthony Davis. These guys are all coached by Phil Jackson.
and I've got Oscar
The Zen
at the
Master.
1, Kobe at the 2, LeBron at the 3, Duncan at the 4, and Bill Russell at the 5. I've got Dirk, Jerry West, and Elgin Baylor coming off the bench with Greg Popovich as the coach.
All right, make sure you go give us some votes on who your favorite team is. Dan going old school. Dylan with the surprising pick of Anthony Davis, and me going with Clyde Drexler. All surprising picks here, I think some would say, from all 3 of us. Elgin Baylor, Anthony Davis, and Clyde Drexler. I think we all went with fit there instead of maybe best player, depending on where other people rank it. So obviously, all-time drafts are all opinionated. So go vote who you think has the best draft, because we want to see your guys' feedback for sure. Unless I'm missing something, that's going to wrap up this show, right?
Yep, that will
Yeah.
do it. We will
So-
see you guys later this week. Not sure of the date yet, but we will be coming out with some more podcasts, especially
I would
Dude.
assume Friday, once we know everyone's, or probably Friday or Saturday, once we know everyone's options, because LeBron will have opted in or out, DeAndre Jordan would have opted in or out. All that would be my guess, would be after Friday. Would you agree with that, Dylan?
Yep, big free agent times coming out this weekend.
Free agency starts Sunday?
Yeah,
is that
Sunday
date?
at midnight. I
That's
think.
going to be fantastic.
Wait, Sunday at midnight?
I thought it
Oh,
was Saturday at midnight. Dylan's going to check his
Let's
calendar
see.
while I
Let's
filibuster
see.
by talking about nonsense.
Okay,
So-
Sunday is July 1st.
So yeah, it'd be
when
Saturday at midnight.
when it crosses, that would be Sunday at midnight.
Well, okay.
Is that what you meant?
I don't really
So you
know.
mean when it goes 31st into July 1st?
Yeah.
Or 30th?
We
into
meant
July 1st.
Saturday night into Sunday morning.
Okay, we're on the same page now.
Okay.
When it's done with Saturday night, then you can check your phone for Woj, and there'll probably be some tweets out.
Woj, Shams, Mark Stein. Who else usually gives you guys some news? We're just trying to help you out here. Follow the sports segment. We usually will break a few stories. So
We have.
these are the 4. Yeah, we were the first ones to get on DiVincenzo, so no big there. I mean, we won't flex or anything, but yeah, we'll be breaking stories. Make sure you follow us at the Sports Sermon on Twitter, Sports with a Z. to get all the breaking news along with live reactions from the 5. Thank you for listening. We'll see you later this week, and deuces, fam.